Good evening. Welcome to November's meeting for the School Town of Munster Board of Trustees. Let the roll call show that all board members are present and accounted for. Let's stand for the Pledge of Allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Here at the School Town of Munster,
Our mission is to cultivate excellence, empowering every student to realize their full potential and achieve high levels of learning.
our vision is to be
A school community where all students have a sense of belonging, take ownership of their learning, and find joy, passion, and purpose in their continued growth.
Item 1.5, public comments. We currently offer two ways in which the community can participate in regular school board meetings. The first public comments section on the agenda is for addressing current action items that are on tonight's agenda. These comments must be submitted by noon on the day of the meeting. The procedures for submission are posted on our website under Board of School Trustees. The second public comment section is for general comments and does not have to be specific to an agenda topic. If you wish to address the board during the general public comments section of the meeting, please put your name and topic on a card and give to Ms. Deb Hayes at the start of the meeting. Deb is raising her hand. All public comments are limited to 3 minutes per individual, with a total of 30 minutes allotted for each public comment section on the agenda. Item 2.1, public comments regarding action items, current action items. 2.2, general public comments. Item 3.1, Munster High School, Mr. Nolan.
Good evening. Wow, sorry. With last month, we approved a new CBA, and one of the clubs that we added at the high school is our Cyber Patriot. This has been around for a few years as we talk about all the technology advancements in the world today, and cybersecurity being a very important aspect of that. We're going to have some students from our Cyber Patriot Club and our coach come on up here to talk a little bit about this organization. This gives kids a chance to really work in the field of cybersecurity through the U.S. Air Force and some other organizations and compete in cyber challenges. So have these students kind of talk and highlight Cyber Patriot. Come on up, guys. The floor is yours.
So I want to say, my name is Charlie Chen. I'm a sophomore at Munster High School.
I'm Matthew, junior at Munster High School.
So the first thing I want to say is thank you to our sponsors and the entire board for allowing us to hold the Cyber Patriot Club here. So it's thanks to you guys that our team is thriving, right? So we are training these young, passionate high schoolers to fill these cybersecurity jobs in the future, because according to Forbes, in Q3 of 2024, there were over 4 million vacant cybersecurity jobs. And as you know, the amount of overall computer science majors increase, we have more software engineers, we have more hardware engineers, we have all of that. The amount of cybersecurity specialists is not keeping up with that. So it's good that you guys are letting us to fill these new jobs. So what we do in Cyber Patriot is we prepare for these competitions where we are given a list of errors or insufficient, missing errors on these machines, virtual machines, and we are tasked with going through these machines and fixing the errors that are listed. So these errors can be small, like maybe we have something like just even a music file on a computer that isn't supposed to be there. Or maybe it's something more secure, like a password isn't secure, or there's a leak in or there's a vulnerability in our server. That's our job to fix that. So it's thanks to you guys that our team has had this much success.
Just adding a little bit onto what Charlie said, he was talking about our main focus, which is the Cyber Patriot competition. It's a national competition hosted by the Air Force, and you're sort of placed in like a simulatory like role where your job is to basically, you're given like a compromised machine, and your goal is to like remove all of the viruses and basically just improve the security so that your company doesn't get hacked. None of it's real; it's all like set up by the Air Force, but it's a good way to practice a lot of good cybersecurity rules in general, and I personally have learned a lot myself just by being a part of this club. And I guess recently we've had a lot of success. This year we've placed second in Windows in the whole. Oh, sorry. In past years we placed second in Windows in out of the whole country, 10th in Windows servers, 4th in Cisco, and these are just different operating systems. But we've managed to hold a very competitive position despite being a pretty small school, and it's just I feel has added a lot of value.
Thank you, guys.
I have a
Very
quick
impressive.
question, if you don't mind. I just geek out on this stuff. How do you get scored? Because is it a time thing and
So the time limit is 4 hours, and they basically have like a long list of like issues with the machine that you're supposed to fix, like whether it's like passwords you're supposed to change, users that you're supposed to like either remove their like access or like admin rights or things along those lines. But it's just like there's they basically have a list for all of the like vulnerabilities in the computer, and you get points for each thing that you fix. And it's pretty difficult to get a perfect score. Like if you like if there are multiple schools to get a perfect score, then it's just whoever got it quicker gets a placement. But it's oh yeah, you could also lose points. And there's a few like mistakes you can make. Well, like if you go overtime or anything like that, that'll lose you points. But like if you actually like mess up, you can like delete the wrong things, change the wrong things, and basically if you were to make mistakes that would cause like real world issues, that can lead to a loss of points as well.
Really impressive, guys. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, guys. Item 4.1, consent agenda. Mr. Trudell.
Mr. Dempsey, the consent agenda includes items 4.1 through and including 4.7. I'll begin with item 4.1, the approval of the minutes from the October 6, 2025 school board meeting, which is displayed on the screen, as well as the minutes from the executive session held on October 20, 2025. Item 4.2 is the approval of the accounts payable voucher register as presented. Item 4.3 is the approval of the payroll voucher register as presented. Item 4.4 is approval of the personnel report with the following, see if I can pull it up here, recommendations for employment as displayed on the screen. The resignations as displayed, terminations, and then professional learning requests as displayed. Item 4.5 is the approval of the overnight field trip requests as presented on the screen. And those overnight field trip requests are for the Munster High School boys and girls wrestling teams, boys and girls swimming and diving teams, debate, theater company, dance, and baseball, as you can see on the screen. Also contains item 4.6, approval of donations, beginning with donations from Munster High School as displayed on the screen. scrolls through. Donations for Wilbur Wright Middle School for the medieval times and Lego robotics. Donations for Frank Hammond Robotics from the individuals that are listed. And Munster High School athletic sponsorships from the U.S. Army and McMahon and Associates. Also includes item 4.7, approval of fundraisers, which I gotta make sure I can find the right one here, which are the fundraisers for Munster High School as displayed on the screen. The fundraisers for Wilbur Wright Middle School as displayed, and for Frank Hammond High School robotics. With that, the administration recommends that the board approve with one motion and one vote consent agenda items 4.1 through and including 4.7 as presented.
Would any board members like any items broken down individually? Is there a motion to approve consent agenda items 4.1 through and including 4.7 as presented?
Schwartz-Wolf, so moved.
Is there a second?
Cinder, second.
Any discussion? All those in favor of the motion, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries 5-0. Item 5.1, professional staff salary and benefits for 2025-2026.
Mr. Dempsey, the administration recommends that the board approve the professional staff salary and benefits for the 2025-26 school year as presented.
Is there a motion to approve the professional staff salary and benefits for the years 2025 through 2026 as presented?
Castro, I move we approve professional staff salary and benefits 2025-2026 as presented.
Is there a second?
Schwartz-Wolf, second.
Any discussion?
I would like to just take a short time. These provisions apply to the positions that require specific education, training, and certifications, but not specifically certification from the Indiana Department of Education. These are positions that basically are not included in the collective bargaining unit where we actually do that CBA with our teachers. I do want to just highlight the changes. We added similar attendance incentives and requirements as we did for teachers in the paid time off section of this document. We increased the benefit of group health insurance premiums as we did with teachers. And we increased the 401A contribution to match the teacher benefit as well. And then this also includes that 4% raise for these staff members as we did with teachers.
Any further discussion? All those in favor of the motion, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries 5-0. Item 5.2, professional executive staff salary and benefits for 2025-2026.
Mr. Dempsey, the administration recommends that the board approve the executive professional staff salary and benefits for the 2025-26 school years as presented.
Is there a motion to approve the professional executive staff salary and benefits for 2025-2026 as presented?
Schwartz-Wolf, so moved.
Is there a second?
Smith, second.
Any discussion?
Yes, I would like to highlight the new position of Deputy Director of Technology is included in this group of employees. The Technology Department also combined two previous positions into one new position that we will officially fill when this is approved, the Data and Digital Systems Administrator, just combining two existing positions kind of into one. We made slight changes to the PTO requirements for this group and improved the 401A contribution to match the other two groups I just mentioned. And then this also provides a 4% increase for the staff members like we did for professional staff, except for the new positions that were created this year, and those will be salaries that are determined with those positions.
Any further questions? All those in favor of the motion, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries 5-0. Item 5.3, administrative contracts.
The administration recommends that the board approve the administrative contract salaries as presented.
Is there a motion to approve the administrative contracts as presented?
Castro, I move we approve administrative contracts as presented.
Is there a second?
Smith, second.
Any discussion?
Yes, I would like, the salary amounts listed are, like the other two, show a 4% increase from the 2024-25 salaries. These recommendations do not include any administrator, though, who is new to a new position this year or a new hire this year, because we obviously have current contracts with those individuals. from their positions. But again, it represents a 4% increase to the salaries from last year.
Any other questions? All those in favor of the motion, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries 5-0. Item 5.4, classified staff wage rate raises.
The administration recommends that the board approve classified staff wage rate increases as presented.
Is there a motion to approve the classified staff wage rate raises as presented?
Schwartz-Wolf, so moved.
Is there a second?
Smith, second.
Any discussion?
You will see a pattern. We are recommending a 4% increase for all the staff who were rated as effective or highly effective last year. We also recommend that we provide an additional increase to our school nurses at the rates listed, and an additional increase to any maintenance staff with a wage rate less than $25 per hour. These two additions are similar to what we did for bus drivers last year, and they also allow us to stay competitive with other local schools. So those are two positions that we identified this year that were below some of our competitors. And when I say below, significantly, when we look at like $1 or $2 below. So with that, we make the recommendation.
Any questions?
I guess I just want to say that I am very proud that we are able to do 4% across the board, that we're supporting all of our people. I think there are a lot of local governments, town councils, and school boards that cannot do that this year and will not maybe next few years. Again, based on SEA 1 that decreased a lot of local government funding. So I'm very proud that we can do this, and a lot of administration's foresight in this was helpful. Mr. Melby and your team always, and the fellow board members. It's a team effort for sure, but thank you.
Just to speak on that a little bit, there are a lot of schools that weren't able to give raises at all, or just gave stipends. Some that had to stick to a one-year contract, and we were able to do a two-year contract, and I truly believe that's because of the board, the guidance that you've given over the years, and the superintendents in the past. We've put ourselves in a good position, but we're always going to be looking at it.
Mr. Trippenfellow, I was gonna wait, we have a couple more that involve, these rates discussions, but as we're talking about it now, I just wanna ask about, staying competitive. I just mentioned staying competitive in the region, in the district, and I think people need to understand that as well. Part of this is to stay competitive and remain attractive, because it's important to our employees, our staff, and everybody in our district, that they feel welcome here, that they feel valued here, and, you know, this is one way to do it. So I was wondering if you can kind of address generally the.
Yes,
future.
we will always, I should say always, on an annual basis, we look at other competitors, and when we talk about other competitors, so other school districts, we look at Lake Porter County and then the state, at our classified staff and all of our certified staff as well. This allows us to at least stay competitive with some of those. We are not, as we are with teachers, we're not the highest salaries of teachers. We're not the highest wage rates with our classified staff, but this allows us in the same ballpark and very close to that. And I think this year when we can give this type of raise, and I want to reiterate what Mr. Melby said, it's been tremendous planning that we kind of foresaw a few things that were negative that may happen, and we're able to deal with that over a long-term plan that allows us to still do something like this in a year when a lot of schools aren't, and allows us to stay competitive and even more competitive. And that's one of the reasons why we make some changes to specific jobs or job classes here, because we see when something isn't as competitive, we try to make that adjustment and fix it. So it's something we try to do, and again, we do this and other people make adjustments, so it's a game we kind of play with each other. But it's one of the things we'll talk about with the next action item too. But yes, we do a lot of research, making sure that that our rates are very similar to competitors.
Thank you very much.
All those in favor of the motion, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries 5-0. Item 5.5, substitute teacher pay raises.
The administration recommends that the board approve the substitute teacher daily rates as presented.
I had said pay raises, I apologize, pay rates. Is there a motion to approve the substitute teacher pay rates as presented?
Castro, I move we approve substitute teacher pay rates as presented.
Is there a second?
Smith, second.
Any discussion?
Yes, I would like to just let you know, what we're doing is raising the daily rate for each of our subs $5 per day. So at the lowest salary, which was 105, we're raising that to 110. That's about a 4.7% increase. So and our highest raise we gave to a teacher this year was 4.7%. And then for the highest amount, the 130 going to 135 is right around 3.8%. So we couldn't get it exactly to 4, but it really falls within that range of what we gave our teachers from that 4 to 4.7. So we thought it was very good. And I just have to say that we want to acknowledge our substitute teachers and we want to stay competitive, as Mr. Castro said. I want to acknowledge our subs and Barb Coggins, who actually oversees and manages our substitute teacher pool. September and October, we had every absence that was in our system covered by a substitute teacher for 2 months in a row. I can tell you that hasn't been the case in previous years. We actually even were able to take the posting down because we had so many subs on the list that some of them weren't getting jobs because we had too many people there. So our subs have been doing a tremendous job. So this is also to acknowledge what they're doing, the $5 per day, but allows us to stay competitive. And they do a wonderful job and bring continuity to instruction when a teacher needs to be absent. We could not be successful without the tremendous substitute teachers that we have. And again, like I said, currently we have a very large pool and a very effective pool, which is good. The larger you have, the more you can obviously be a little bit more selective, which is wonderful that we have that. So I just wanted to acknowledge them. They do a tremendous job, and Barb has done a tremendous job of a lot of outreach to get people signed up, get them onboarded, get them ready to go. So tremendous job. I just want to make sure we acknowledge them. It's probably one of the most unheralded positions that we have in the school town. It's something we couldn't exist without. So thank you for all that. She's actually talked to a few of them driving the bus too. Barb is amazing.
Thank you, guys. All those in favor of the motion, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries 5-0. Item 5.6, Wilbur Middle School volunteer stipends for 2025-2026.
The administration recommends that the board approve the Wilbur Middle School volunteer stipends as presented.
Is there a motion to approve the Wilbur Middle School volunteer stipends for the years 2025-26 as presented?
Dinder, so moved.
Is there a second?
Smith, second.
Any discussion?
Just so you know, we do this on a fairly regular basis with the high school and the middle school. It allows us to meet the IRS regulations to compensate staff who volunteer for various extracurricular activities to serve. And as you see, the ticket taker scoreboard, those are people who help out and volunteer for all of our extracurricular activities. Again, these are in line with the Munster High School stipends and will probably be updated on an annual basis. So.
All those in favor of the motion, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries 5-0. Item 5.7, purchase of a custom marching band trailer from the Clubhouse Trailer Company. Mr. Begley.
School Town Munster Administration recommends the approval of the purchase of a custom marching band trailer from Clubhouse Trailer Company for a price of $252,269.68.
Is there a motion to approve the purchase of this custom marching band trailer from the Clubhouse Trailer Company as presented?
412, so moved.
Is there a second?
Smith, second.
Any discussion?
This is something that I've been working with Mr. Trimfellas and Mr. Nolan. And I work on it from a point of maintenance, and our current trailer is old, and it is in need of replacing. And Mr. Nolan has been working, if you want to speak to it all, about it's got a lot of different custom pieces to it that helps our band when they go out to perform.
Yeah, current trailer is, I think, a 2001 model, and it's on its last legs. We've had some issues with different drivers refusing to pull the trailer. So we've been on the marketplace looking for how to update that. Obviously, you can get some really high-end custom trailers. This is like a middle-of-the-road trailer option, but it's outfitted specifically for bands. So students can easily offload and onload equipment. The storage solutions are in there for the band. They can organize their stuff efficiently, but this is how our marching band gets all that gear for those performance shows to and from site every weekend. They have their last performance coming up this weekend, so hopefully we can get in line, get in queue to get this trailer built, and by next season at some point in time, fingers crossed, we'll have a new trailer here on campus to get by. So current trailer's had its lifespan. You can see it out in the parking lot. It's weathered. so we're ready for an upgrade.
Just out of curiosity, what is the shelf life on one of these trailers?
At least 25 years.
So we've had the current one since '01.
I'm not sure.
We
if
bought,
that's-
we bought this one used. The one that we have currently was bought used and kind of retrofitted for marching band. It's not technically a marching band trailer, it's kind of an open shell with some custom inserts that parents have kind of put in over the years. This would be a similar looking trailer, low deck, equipment trailer, but it'll have all those custom features kind of already in there, ready to go. So we're not putting our community in stake of trying to build something that is, maybe not as efficient.
It will not look anything like the trailer that's in the parking lot. It will look very nice. So we'll be very proud to pull that down. It's one of the things that needs.
And we're gonna need to see pictures when it comes in, because all this vinyl decal stuff, we wanna check it out.
Yeah, we'll make sure. Kim's worked with the company last year when we were getting this all out to bid and stuff, and we've got design stuff for them. So once we get in line, the trailer's getting built, right before it gets wrapped and painted, we'll certify all the drawings and we'll get some mock-ups and stuff in your guys' hands.
Thank you.
And just so you know, this has been over a year in the making, so we've been working
Yeah,
on
we've
this.
been working on this for a while,
Any other questions, guys?
I just quickly want to say thank you for the work you've done to maintain the old one, to try to get what you can, like squeeze every last drop out of that, and then putting the time, effort, and money to find the best possible equipment for our band. I mean, it just shows that we're paying attention where we can to all of, it's not just athletic space, it's not just like, we're trying to run the gamut here, and I think it's really important, and I think it's gonna mean a lot to the band kids to see something like this. It's something to be proud of.
And for you guys to know, I mean, this pulls into the parking lot at Lucas Oil, and people need to see, how proud we are of our school district. So, this weekend at Lucas Oil is Battle of for Bands of America. There's bands from all over the country, and next year hopefully we're rolling in with one of the nicer trailers, so that we can be proud of that.
I just wanted to echo Mr. Castro's comments. Mr. Begley, you and your team do a fantastic job managing our assets, not only maintaining them, but also staggering replacement. So we're not spending a ton of money all at once, so definitely appreciate that. And I'm so excited for this for our band. We have an amazing band, and they have invested a ton of money into those instruments, so let's take great care of them.
All those in favor of the motion to approve the purchase of the custom marching band trailer, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries 5-0. Item 5.8, policy revisions for 2025, Mr. Trippenfeldis.
The administration recommends the board approve the policy revisions as discussed on September 29th, 2025.
Is there a motion to approve these policy provisions for 2025 as presented?
Schwartz-Wolf, so moved.
Is there a second?
Castro, second.
Any discussion?
At length, we went through the policy revisions on that work session. So if there are any specific questions you have, you can, but it is displayed on the screen. So if you want to go through all of them, please do. I invite you to do that. It'll put you to sleep.
Just to refresh, how many revisions were there?
I think we had to address 93 different policies.
Over 300 pages?
Yeah,
So we
and
can review
again,
those for everybody right now, if you like.
I'm ready to go if you want to.
Luckily, work sessions are now online, so you can go and watch it if you want to.
But I will reiterate this, a lot of those are based upon some of the legal changes in Indiana and federal law, just over the last 2 years. It's because some take a little, when a law's passed, sometimes it's a year or 2 years before it takes effect. Many of those were because of legislation that changed, so we were forced to do that.
Any other comments? All those in favor of the motion, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries 5-0. Item 5.1, bylaw revisions for 2025.
The administration recommends the bylaw revisions, again, as presented at the public work session in September.
Is there a motion to approve these bylaw revisions for 2025 as presented?
Cinder, I move to approve the bylaw revisions for 2025 as presented.
Is there a second?
Smith, second.
Any discussion?
I would just like to, I know our board members understand this, but the public may not. We do the bylaws and policies separately because we have a bylaw that says that a bylaw change requires a 3/4% vote. Policy revisions only require a simple majority vote. So we do these separately so that we can document that we met both those percentages and requirements through that, through the votes.
Any comments?
I just quickly want to say thank you for the hard work and time that you put into it, because it's literally at some points like a spelling issue or literally dotting an I or crossing a T and stuff that you catch and we discuss and that we've pointed out.
And I miss a lot, so I will have to say our board does a tremendous job after that presentation of actually reading everything and coming back and saying, hey, on page 52, we've got this. I really appreciate that. A lot of boards would not take the time to go through that many pages, and I know from the comments I got that every board member read every word that was on that 200 and some page document. So I appreciate that. That means a lot, that just the fact that you take the time to do that. I know there aren't boards out there that go to that extent. So thank you.
Any other comments? All those in favor of the motion, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries 5-0. Item 6, I believe there are not any items that may properly come before the board. Item 7, general information and discussion items. Item 8, administrative reports. 8.1, Dr. Hicks.
Happy Monday, everyone. It has been a very lengthy day for me and members of the team that started their day in the pre-dawn snow. So I want to thank those members of the team that go out. Just so the public knows, it's not just me that checks the roads. There's a team of folks that drive the roads. We have a lengthy discussion. We take input from area superintendents to find out what they're doing adjacent. And really, ultimately, we work together as a team to make the best call we can to keep kids safe and help learning continue. So thankful for the team. Want to update you on a few things that I've been up to since our last board meeting. I had a chance to go with members of the team to safety training about trends in the legal, borderline illegal drug trends that kids are into, vapes, a lot of other things that I won't say to not encourage children to go find out what they are. But after I left, I did a little drive around to the stores here in Munster, and by golly, everything that he mentioned, legal or illegal, was available in the stores here in Munster. They're highly addictive, they're very, very harmful, and so one of the things we've discussed is what can we be doing to make sure kids at least understand the chemistry of this set of products is very, very dangerous to them, especially developmentally, but also highly, highly addictive, highly unregulated, terrifying stuff. My poor kids, the conversations they've had to endure as a result of us going to that training are unbelievable. And all of my friends with teenagers, I'm so sorry if you're watching. I apologize now. One of the best things that I've been up to since the last time that we were together was the goal meetings with members of the cabinet and our principals. We have some really high achievers leading in a variety of spots here, and seeing that come forward in their goals and helping some of them taper those goals to more realistic, smart numbers that are actually achievable is really a fascinating process. So it's been great. It's yet another way to learn how folks care about our kids and what they want for the school town of Munster, and helping them set those goals has been a fantastic task. So it's been really great. I do want to tell the board that just today met with members of the Indiana Department of Homeland Security, offered to be part of a response team if there ever should be a violent critical incident in the state. After the conversation with the new head of IDHS, when we hosted her and her team here, and then a subsequent conversation with Dr. Terrell and her team and I. Dr. Terrell also was at a school district where there was a school shooting 6 months after the school shooting that I went through. And we just have a lot of lessons that we've learned in 8 years on. We're in a position now where we can really step in and say, maybe we should consider doing this, maybe you don't want to do that. Just helping folks avoid some of the things that we went through and have a little better response than the ones that we had. And again, the state of
of Indiana really stepped up in our events and tried to help us, but we've learned things and we want to be of use. So monthly meetings on that from now until we get our response group up and running, and then some professional development that we'll give over the course of the next year or so. So really a strange thing to know, but grateful to be able to make it of use for other administrators around the state. I do want to talk about the teacher appreciation grant. We've had some painstaking meetings with internally with our administrative team and with the Teachers Association, working through how to manage this. As the board may remember, previously we were allocated an amount, we got to set the criteria, we used a very mathematical equation that helped tell us if someone was highly effective, how much they got out of the amount of tag that we got, and if someone was effective, what they received. This year, they've targeted 20% of teachers. They have a tiered system where it's 7,500, 3,500, 5,000. I missed the one in the middle. And they finally give us an amount, but we don't know yet where people will qualify. We've worked really hard to get an application process put together so the teachers can say, yes, I want to put forward my data to be considered for this teacher appreciation grant. It's very selective, the criteria from the state. We do have to provide data to the state in order for a teacher to be eligible. And the work that has gone into that and the care with which our administrative team has approached it, the care with which our partners in the Teachers Association has approached it, has been a great exercise in problem solving. Sometimes, as you know, you're an elected body, you get tasked with things that are difficult, but you still have to make a decision. This is one of those things for us, but to have thought partners on our team, thought partners in the association, we're going to make this as palatable as possible. It won't be perfect this first time through because it's an imperfect model. And I just want to tell you, I'm grateful for the work. Sometimes you get tasked with difficult things and you still make them work and people understand your intention. And it's a good partnership. Had the chance to go to the IATSS Regional, continuing to meet folks. Came in real handy this morning that I had given out my business card. Thank you, Mrs. Pirate, for the new business card, wherever you may be. And I was able to give those out and got an email this morning at about 4 a.m. that said, we're closing, we're closing, we're closing, we're closing. And I was like, yeah, glad I gave those cards out. Really a lot of information in return for that. So it was a great day. Looking forward to going to the conference this week. It's the state conference this week. So I'll be out for the middle part of the week. We have a team from Global Special Education Associates that will begin meeting virtually with members of our team. They will do some on-site visits. They are going to do an assessment of our special education program to advise us on areas that we can continue to grow in and help us have a real clear North Star moving forward so that we are continuing to be a leader in special ed in a way that we hope to be. So really excited to have that audit done and work through the steps that will most certainly ensue after we learn what their thoughts are. And fun thing I got to do since last time we met was there was an entrepreneurial competition at the high school, and Ms. LaFleck had entrepreneurs in class pitching business ideas. And it was fascinating to me, first of all, the problems that kids have on their mind. Like, in and of itself, that part is incredibly revelatory. To sit down with a teenager who's worried about caffeine addiction, to sit down with a teenager who's really worried about screen time. Those conversations were incredibly insightful, but one of those people is going to be a billionaire. There was a student who had an idea that I won't disclose publicly for fear that it will be trademark infringement, and Mr. Nolan knows exactly who I'm talking about. That person is going to own the next wing of Eli Lilly someday, and I hope we get a small percentage back, when the time comes. But that's my update. Are there any questions that I can address for the board? All right. Thank you, guys.
Item 8.2, Assistant Superintendent. Ms. Berger is not here this evening. Mr. Trustees, we haven't heard from you
Yes, you've obviously seen a lot of the things we've been working on the last month, but I did want to reiterate, the presentation that Dr. Hicks talked about was called High in Plain Sight. Jermaine Galloway is the gentleman who does that. He's a national speaker. If he is ever local, he will usually do a nighttime session for parents. If you ever see him around, I would highly encourage you to go to that, because the idea when this is high in plain sight, he shows you all the synthetic materials and drugs that are available in a lot of convenience stores and gas stations that are just as bad as a lot of the illegal opioids and other things, that because of them being synthetic, they actually are legal to sell because the laws can't keep up with the chemistry, which is extremely scary because, as we found out, most of those are made not in the United States of America, but they're sold legally, and there's no FDA looking at what those things have, and so extremely enlightening and downright scary, I would say, is a good point to do that. And then obviously Dr. Hicks invited the Indiana Department of Homeland Security up for a visit with superintendents. We got to host them. He briefly mentioned that, but we had the director of Indiana Homeland Security with us, and also the director of the newly created Office of School Safety. We're both here in presentations, and I appreciate Dr. Hicks reaching out and getting those connections, allowing us to talk to those people and making some really good connections. So I think I'll end on that because I have talked way too much.
Thank you, Mr. Trustees. Item 8.3, Chief Financial Officer Report. Mr. Melby has found his way home.
Yes, I have, but one of the reasons why I was gone was at a conference dealing with, it was called InfoSec, dealing on cybersecurity, so it was perfect that the Patriot team was here, and a lot of things they were talking about were some of the items that were discussed. I do want to give a shout out to our tech team, because listening, and again, most of the people that were there were bankers, were large business owners, were CEOs and COs of, and I don't even know what that one stands for, of a lot of companies, and I think we are way ahead of the curve as far as schools go. Maybe we can always learn something, but the guys there taught me a lot that went with me so I could see what we need to be doing in the future. As far as the education fund goes, we'll start with the first thing that you probably looked at was the cash balance dipped in a non-prepaying month, which would make you a little bit sad. I know you all noticed, but there's a good reason. If you look in the insurance column, it was really low in September and very high in October. It was just when it was processed. It was processed the day later. If you recall, I do believe we had a really early board meeting last month, so we had to process some things a little bit slower. So we had a really good September. It looks like we had a bad October, but we knew it was coming. You also probably looked at our supplies are a little bit higher. And if you recall in years past, that's a normal thing for September because we try to close out our books a little early. We ask the schools to get their spending done by November 3rd. Therefore, it's easier for us to close our books now. Obviously, if there's an emergency, we're going to go purchase and buy whatever that's needed to be done, but we try to get most of our purchases done by November 3rd. The other thing you may have noticed is the transfer from the education fund to the operations fund. It did go up a little bit as we're tracking, as we always do. Right now, we're on path, if we stick to these numbers that are on the sheet, to be at 13.46% as compared to our basic grant. 13.26 as compared to all the revenue. So well under 15%. We always can adjust the last couple months if needed. If you look in the operations fund, you'll see our interest in our accounts was a very good month. Not the best month ever, but the Fed rate has dropped significantly over the last 6 to 8 months, so that's one of the impacts. You'll see the transfer in is equaling the transfer out. You'll see the same thing with insurances and the same thing with supplies as well, a little bit of compared to our normal month. The last one, which is important to me, that utilities leveled back off. Remember, there was a couple months that it wasn't red. Well, we had to pay that all off, and it came back down to where we thought we were going to be. Moving forward, yes, now that it's approved, the trailer budget will be on next year's cash sheet somewhere. We have to estimate. I'll talk to Mr. Begley. He'll tell me when he thinks it's going to come in. I'll plug it in there. If it comes in before, then we move it and adjust it. If it comes in later, we move it and adjust it. Something that you'll know when you look at it, next year. In the referendum fund, same thing with insurances. Other than that, we're tracking right where we believe we're going to be. We're going to increase our cash balances in all 3 of our major cash funds and right where we needed to be at the end of 2026. Excuse me, at the end of 2025. Remember, 2027, 2028, that's when things really start hitting change a little bit, but we are definitely way ahead of it and we're making adjustments to get that. Any other questions? That's my report.
Thank you, Mr. Bellion. Item 8.4, Director of Operations, Mr. Beckley.
Thank you, Mr. Dempsey. Give you a brief update on some of the projects we have going. The 35th Street parking lot and storage, we're wrapping that up. We're closely watching the weather and we'll put the asphalt down as the weather permits. We need that 40-degree rising temperature, and it looks like we'll have that at the end of the week. So cross our fingers we can get that put in this week, and we'll wrap that project up. Our tennis facility, pending discussion we'll have with the work session and board approval, we can get that moving in the near future. Parking lot lights and for Eads and Elliott, that's a project that I have to go to the board, or excuse me, to the town for variance. Our lights are, the town has very specific lighting requirements for their parking lot lights, and in order to maintain what we have, I have to go to a variance meeting. It's a 2 meeting process, so I'll go November, December to get that approved. Our multi-purpose central office and campus circulation projects, DLA recently met with the coaches. DLA, our architect firm, met with the coaches to review of the updates to design, and then we'll bring the updated design to the board at an upcoming work session to discuss that project. We have a small project that's going to start on the 18th. It's an Eads outdoor classroom. It's that little park right off of the art room on the west side of the building. We're going to fix that up, and it'll be much more usable for our exceptional achiever students. So I worked with Mrs. Bevel and kind of came up with the design, and it's going to be a much used part of the building now for those students. Transportation, we have the Indiana State Police Inspection on November 21st for all our buses that are 12 years and older, so we're getting ready for that. And then food service, we are still waiting for those Eads serving lines to come in. We're expecting them to come in over winter break, but that'll be a nice upgrade to the Eads cafeteria. Any questions? That completes my brief.
Thank you, Mr. Begley. Item 9.1, individual board member reports. Dr. Schwartz-Wolf.
Good evening. I attended the Indiana School Board Association Fall Regional Dinner with some of the board members and our administration. It's a nice time to connect with other school boards and administration in the area. We also have presentations from the Indiana School Board Association lawyer who talks about recent law cases related to public education and school districts. And then we get a legislative update. And the big push for January, as far as the school boards are concerned, is just to try to get less regulation through legislation for schools. As you just heard from the policies, the 93 policies we had to change, maybe we could tone that down. So that's going to be the push that will start in January. As a legislative liaison, you probably saw that there were 6 different communities in our state that ran referendums, and 5 of them passed. In 2009, our legislators changed the law, the way schools were funded, and we found schools like Munster were in the bottom 10. So that was the mechanism that our state's legislature gave us to earn more money. So there's been a lot of controversy lately because these schools are running these referendum, but it's the law, and that's how they got more dollars. That time watching the numbers come in that night made me realize how thankful I am to our Munster community for supporting our school district. We could not run our schools the way we have now to the standard that we want and expect if we did not have those referendum dollars. So thank you, Munster. I'm looking forward to presenting to the Community Ambassador Program on this Friday with Mr. Dempsey. And selfishly, I spent the weekend on a Marine base with my son, so happy 250th to the Marine Corps. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Schwartz-Wolf. Ms. Cinder.
Thank you. I wanted to start out by thanking Dr. Hicks for the weekly reports you send us, which include updates from the cabinet members as well. I know those take a ton of time to put together. But they really help us keep our fingers on the pulse of what's happening in the district, and believe me, I read through them sometimes multiple times. They're very, very helpful. As Dr. Schwartz-Wolf mentioned, I was also able to join the board and administrative team at the ISBA Fall Regional meeting. It was fantastic, very informative, and we had some time for team building with the group as well, because we don't always have a lot of time to get together outside of our business meetings. The STEP program's Halloween luncheon was a success with over 50 attendees, including all kinds of administrative staff, support staff, nurses, safety resource officers, teachers, best buddies. The Griffith STEP program classroom came over as well, and a terrific showing from the IT department. So I guess if you want your ticket answered, provide food. So our STEP students are between 18 to 22 years old. They have graduated from Munster High School, and they're learning life skills in our classroom here. So the class planned the invitations, menu, they budgeted the expenses, they went shopping, made the food and decorated, and they each had jobs during the party, whether it was greeting, cleanup, or music, entertainment. So that was fantastic. I was glad I was able to attend. And then I also enjoyed Halloween hauls, where we had another outstanding turnout. Thanks to the teams that work together, and I mean teams. It is a lot of people that work together for that event, and it's a safe and fun experience for our neighborhood kids, so really appreciate that.
Thank you, Ms. Cinder. Mr. Castro.
Thank you, Mr. Dempsey. I actually was unable to attend the last meeting, so I apologize for missing that, but I was in Arizona with my daughter, who is a senior at Munster High School, visiting Arizona State for their Sun Devil Day. And I'm happy and sad, but she loved it, and she's been accepted, and she's committed to going there. So I got a future Sun Devil in my house. So for that, I was willing to miss the meeting. I attended the last redevelopment commission meeting. Nothing new to report there. I missed the prior two, however, because of school board commitments here. We moved a meeting, and then we had an executive session those nights. So, but I'm always willing and able to communicate with members of town council in case there's anything we missed. So we have a strong relationship there, and fortunately, nothing that I missed I had to report. Also had the opportunity to attend the ISBA regional dinner. As Dr. Schwartz-Wolf and Mrs. Cinder mentioned, good fellowship, great time to break bread, do some team building, and here, ISBA does a great job. The Indiana School Boards Association, with the presentations, they provide a lot of information. They're very helpful, and it's every time we go, it's more and more disconcerting, the news we hear, and they're fighting the good fight, but just a lot to work through, and as Dr. Schwartz-Wolf knows too well, as our legislative liaison, just trying to work through the financial constraints we have, but I'm proud to say how well we've dealt with that. We're looking, through maintenance of our facilities, through careful fiscal responsibility. We're looking out years ahead. We have to prepare. We know what's coming, and we're taking that approach. We don't feel like there's going to be any changes, there's going to be any assistance. So I just am so proud of the team and Mr. Melvin and his team specifically for the work and foresight that you have. You guys are so conservative in your estimations, and I always appreciate that, because it's helped us and it will continue to help us. So thank you for doing that. Halloween halls, I was able to attend for a little while. I was running late for that one too, unfortunately. Work schedule's killing me, but it was great. Such an awesome community event. When I showed up, there was still a line, down to the parking lot. So it was fantastic. So thank you again, agree to the teams that have done that. And just one thing I want to reiterate that Dr. Schwartz-Wolf said, when she's talking about that funding, we are not, so everybody's clear, we're in the bottom 10 in the state, not 10%, the bottom 10. So we're really working hard and have to face an uphill battle. So we will thank you, the community and everybody here, continuously for support, for financial support, for supporting the referendum. So thank you very much.
Thank Castro. Ms. Smith?
Thank you. I have a few brief comments. I also want to reiterate about the Halloween halls, as well as Wilbur Wright held a trunk or treat event. It's very nice to see the community coming into our schools and us embracing that opportunity to do so. I specifically wanted to thank Mrs. Laporte and Mrs. Sabaz for their leadership in heading up Halloween halls at the high school, because that is a big undertaking, as well as all the volunteers that participated in both of those events. I also had the opportunity to attend the play this past weekend, and if you did not go, you missed out because it was outstanding. The topic for both plays, Wilbur Wright and the high school, were very sensitive topics that were done profoundly well. The Wilbur Wright was focused on school shooting, and it was done from a child's perspective and what that child, how he changed through life and the impact children and school have on those kids. And it was done profoundly well as the high school play and their topic of how children are treated throughout their lives. So again, not only that, as well as the auditorium was beautiful. I mean, to sit in our auditorium now compared to what it was, hands down, a much better experience. So thank you. I reiterate all the kudos. I also want to mention about the band and the trailer. I live by the high school, so I hear the band practicing morning and night, very late at night. And the parents that contribute to loading that trailer, unloading that trailer, bringing the stuff into the high school, all of the activities surrounding that trailer situation is huge. And I don't know of any other group or activity that does that much work from parents' perspective. So you guys deserve a brand new trailer, and I hope it's used very well and very excited to showcase it. So last but not least, I don't want to steal your thunder, and Munster Education Foundation has their holiday lights kicking off. They announced it this past week, so if your block or individual home would like to participate, sign up. The sign up is online and should be a very fun community event as well. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Smith. I too attended the Indiana School Board Association Fall Planning Conference a couple weeks ago. Excuse me, with my fellow board members and some administration. I could tell you that I left there very pleased and almost relieved that we were able to offer the raise that we were able to offer to our teachers. There are some school districts that surround us that are not able to give any raises, and when I mean any as in zero, including some districts outside of Indianapolis that to this day have not ratified their teachers union agreement. And so a lot of that has to fall under what we talked about earlier today with the SEA 1 and the changes that are going to be taking place. Mr. Melby, you and your team, and Mr. Ridley, you as representative of the teachers union, you guys come together and you guys get it done in a quick turnaround, and that says a lot. I attended the We Are Munster Awards with Dr. Schwartz-Wolf last week. Very pleased that we kept that going on for the last couple of years. It's always fun to participate in that event. And last, like Dr. Schwartz-Wolf mentioned, I'll be with the community ambassadors on Friday. This is our third group of Munster residents that have participated in this. If anyone wants to participate for next year, if anyone knows someone that wants to nominate someone, please let us know or let anybody in this building know so they can get on Ms. Pyrick's radar and they can take part. It's a great event that they do once a month, and we get a lot of positive feedback on their experience. So with that, item 10.1 announcements. Our last regular board meeting of the year is December 8th at 6 p.m. And with that, I will entertain a motion to adjourn.
Schwartz-Wolf, so moved.
Is there a second?
Castro second.
All those in favor of the motion, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Those opposed, motion carries 5-0.